A potato has 40 more potassium than a banana, yet potassium is mainly associated with bananas. A potato also has an equal amount of potassium. Well, probably because bananas are a lot more portable than a potato. I don't know about everyone else, but I learned about bananas' potassium-rich content from the second Honey We Shrunk the Kids movie. I refuse to believe food facts unless they are presented to me by Hollywood. I need to eat more taters. Just like kiwis versus oranges regarding vitamin C. We can thank Honey I Shrunk the Kids for this. Yep, I learned this in 2018 and now I eat a baked potato every day. People in the office look at me weird when I eat a raw potato. My French fry habit is basically a heath bomb. Big Banana has succeeded in regulatory capture of the Federal Fruit Commission. Former banana industry spokesperson Chiquita is now FFC chair. Being alone is addictive. Solitude is dangerous. It's very addictive. It becomes a habit after you realize how peaceful and calm it is. It's like you don't want to deal with people anymore because they drain your energy. Jim Carrey. Maybe it's the comfort that comes with having no one to tell you what to do or judge your thoughts actions. I can definitely see how that can be very appealing to some people. I lived alone a majority of my adult life and about 1 year into every serious relationship I miss it. Then I realize I spent most of that alone time drunk and wishing I was with someone who cared about me. It can get lonely and depressing. I thought it was a real question when the teacher asked me if I knew any words that had all the vowels in order. Sometimes facetiously, I'll need to be abstemious while thinking about this. Face with monocle. I really like this one. But sometime why? Val has all the vowels in order. Took me a second there but yeah I before except after see that word is a not so well known one. Smarty pants haha love it take my up to D. It doesn't make sense that D and D don't face the same way. You need to get out of that shower now dude. Yet somehow life goes on. But then a B would be D so it would be backwards then as well. Maybe they're gay and they want to give each other the D while looking each other in the face. It's really an upside down P. Wait till you hear about G and G. If lowercase d face the same way as uppercase D, what would lowercase b be? I recommend purchasing a monoxide alarm. That's a real G and G thing to say. A big D has things to look forward to. A small d doesn't. Now this will bother me for a while. Thanks. Well that's because a long time ago D and D was taking a walk in the park. Then B and B came with their Lamborghini. D saw this and decided to ditch D so he could get rich like B and B. So that why? He turned away from D to phase the same way as B and D. Fun fact I don't know why that is. My new girlfriend has the same first name as my sister. I don't have sex with my sister because it's disgusting and socially unacceptable. I have sex with her because it's convenient and enjoyable. I once dated a girl with a twin. People asked me how I differentiate between them. That's quite easy. Jill has a mole on her left cheek and Jack has a mustache. It's a family game. Have you monetized the relationship by posting it on Pornhub? Then have sex with both of them so you won't leave one out. Also the same last name. Roll Tide. Time to repeat this joke. Non-alcoholic beer is like eating your sister. It tastes the same but you know it's not right. Sweet Home Alabama. Fucking a sibling can lead to children with all kinds of physical and mental issues. That's why you stick to BJ's and anal. For the children, my wife and I had sex in Chernobyl. I think you might be overreacting. Not great, not terrible? I give this a 3.6 Rentgen out of 10. How radiant. Make sure the kid eats enough or you'll have to deal with a meltdown. If you were open fly Ukrainian fallout. Warms me to the core. But everything in moderation. Isotopia to use a condom. Careful, Chernobyl fall off. Sounds hot. Your wife must be glowing. Don't be an alpha or you might split up. Once in a lifetime experience. I bet your wife was glowing. At least you had a blast. The sex now is electromagnetic. And you now have ultraviolet tendencies. Was it explosive? Would have been pretty awkward if you blew up and your dyke flied away somewhere landing in a 70-year-old lady's tequila. I bet you knew she was pregnant because she was glowing. Bombastic. How do you know if you have radioactive underpants? Because Chernobyl fall off. How penetrating. My wife is furious at our neighbor who sunbathes naked in her backyard. I just wonder why the neighbor can't use her own yard. The response was a good post. Wife also said someone made a hole in the fence. I'll be looking into it tomorrow. How revealing. Good looking out. One of the best jokes I've seen in a while. Who does her landscaping? Tell your wife it's better than being on the neighbor. Best not to drone on about it. I'm pretty sure indecent exposure is a thing. I can't mow my lawn in just cowboy boots. Hey neighbor. I'm the house on the other side of her. I thought I saw you on the fence. Defense. You neighbor will have her hide tan soon. And you had to post about it? I'm bored. I guess you climbed up on the fence over the pile of recycled dad jokes. Hey. GGT go. Personally I think your neighbor has the right to that because your neighbor is in their own yard. Seen on X credit to 614 Clinton. I expected his son to be the coach of the Miami Dolphins and show up with the whole team behind him. Read the title, missed the period, and thought you were having a stroke while writing it. You don't need row give credit. As every joke, it has been posted here before. Classic. I love this one. I expected Aquaman. This was great. A breeze of fresh air. Don't call it X. For the last time, Dad, I don't train dolphins. Can you get this straight? They're seals. Navy SEALs. Till it's possible to forget your native language, even as an adult. My aunt lived across Africa for 20 years, I think mostly speaking French, Hausa, and Mozambique Portuguese. When she moved back, I remember one time her struggling to remember the word for refrigerator. She was like, oh shit, what do we call it? Chili bin? My other half is Bulgarian, but has lived with me in Ireland for the last 8 years. Her Bulgarian has been getting progressive worse and worse for the last few years. She even dreams in English now. A Bulgarian woman at work heard her accent and started speaking Bulgarian with her the other day, and it took her a good 30 seconds to be able to reply to her in Bulgarian. It's crazy to see. I'm trying to learn Bulgarian to help her, but I'm finding it difficult. Till Michael Jackson's pet chimpanzee Bubbles is still alive, and lives in the Center for Great Apes Sanctuary in Florida, where his care is paid for by Jackson's estate. According to the wiki article, Bubbles tried to commit suicide. That is fucking wild. Bubbles, are you okay? Are you okay, Bubbles? For anime fans, the monkey in Dragon Ball Z whose King Kai's pet of the same name was inspired by him. Bubbles seen some shit. That monkey bit Rashida Jones. This is a prime example of why wild animals shouldn't be kept as pets. Chimps are all cute and all, the bam puberty hits and they wanna rip off your face. Jackson wanted to hold a celebrity animal party for Bubbles, inviting another chimp from the movie Tarzan, Benji, and Lassie. Lol. That's so fucking stupid. Those grown wild animals would have fucked those dogs up. I hope he doesn't have to wear clothes anymore. Dang, Bubbles outlived MJ. Till in 1857-58 the US tested camels for military use. While crossing the Mojave Desert, Native Americans attacked. The camel driver pulled his scimitar and charged, yelling Bismillah. Never having seen a camel before, the Indians fled in terror thinking it was a desert demon. Extra fun fact: camels evolved in North America, then wandered off to Asia only a few million years ago. The last camels in North America only went extinct fairly recently, possibly from early modern humans moving into the continent, and the ones that went south went on to become llamas. It might be the sleep deprivation, but the image in my head of a bunch of Native Americans being like, dude, what the fuck is that, at the sight of a camel coming at them is killing me. The story of this guy, Hi Jolly, is fascinating. Till of Natalia Grace, a 9-year-old orphan whose adopted parents claimed she was actually a 22-year-old sociopath. There is a documentary about this and it is still unclear to me whether it is real and all parties involved are real. I am still about 40 certain it was a mockumentary because some characters seem outlandish by Christopher Guest standards. Sounds like the adopted parents regretted the adoption and found a way to get rid of the adoptee. I mean, it's pretty trivial to determine if someone is 9 or 22 based on multiple medical factors. So was she or not? Also, the plot of the movie Orphan, which is decent for a horror flick. There's a Dateline episode about this. First half I was like, this woman is a psycho, no way she's a kid. By the end, the adoptive parents were the monsters. All around sad and fucked story. They didn't think to x-ray her teeth? Still, that Apple codenamed the Power Mac 7100 Carl Sagan. Sagan sent a CD letter, Apple complied, renaming it BHA for Butthead Astronomer. Settling out of court, the final name became law for lawyers or wimps. When you think about how many people Apple has chased with their lawyers, this seems not only childish but really hypocritical. I had 2 free 7100s in 1999. Their only purpose was to run StarCraft. Old Apple was like that. Apple Corp. Apple Records. The Beatles company sued Apple the computer company because they could play sounds or music and they thought it was a trademark violation. In retaliation, Apple named one of the system's sounds Sasumi, as in Sosumi. Till that charcoal toothpaste whitens your teeth by sanding off your outer enamel. Mind you, if you have yellow teeth it might be because your enamel is thin and that the dentin is showing through, which is yellow. So no abrasive in the world will help. That situation only hurt it. Also be careful with activated charcoal and taking your meds. Charcoal is an abrasive. Sure. But so are the non-charcoal toothpastes. It's not the enamel which gives the color to the tooth though, it's the dentin. That's why if you want to bleach, you need to let it sit so it gets to the dentin. The only way abrasive toothpaste makes a tooth whiter is by removing the staining on your teeth, because and even then the maximum whiteness is the natural toothpaste contain bluish staining, which gives the illusion of white teeth, i.e. Crest 3D optical. I'm dentist. Aren't teeth supposed to be a light yellow color? Like, bones are not white. They're kind of yellow tinted. Till the first 100,000 pressings of Tiger Woods 99 for PlayStation contained a video file of an early South Park short film, snuck onto the disc by an EA Sports employee. Actually, there's a reason for it. The devs didn't know how to make a proper dummy file, which could be anything. So they just used what they had on hand, the South Park video. Completely inaccessible unless you stuck that PS1 disc in your PC for some incomprehensible reason. This is the video. At least it wasn't a nude egg. It's in the game. That South Park video went around all the game studios in the mid-90s. It was right when the internet was really kicking off, but access was still limited. You should be allowed to look at a little early South Park on your PS1. Ah yes, before they implemented the run from wife chasing you with a club gameplay. The most famous German was Austrian. The most famous Russian leader was Georgian. The most famous Austrian is now an American. The most famous Jewish person was Jesus. What about Bach, Einstein, or Marx as an example? Beethoven. The most famous French was Corsican. I think infamous is the word you're looking for. The Austrians somehow made Hitler German and Beethoven Austrian. Well, from 1932 he was legally German as he got rid of his Austrian citizenship in the 20s. I like how no one here refers to him by his name as if he will appear like Voldemort. Hasselhoff is Austrian, Beethoven was born in Bonn. What are you talking about? The most famous Irishman was Welsh. The most famous American was British. Austria's greatest achievements make everyone believe Mozart was Austrian, and make everyone forget Hitler was. Arnold Schwarzenegger. The most famous American was Jesus. What modern food trend can you not wait to die? If I'm on a website, I'm only there to look at your menu. I'm not interested in starting an order before I've looked at the menu. No, I don't want to give you my zip code. Just give me your menu and some food pictures. Fancy restaurants that say they serve street tacos and proceed to charge $18 for 3. Not really a trend, but pisses me off just as much as some of these stupid trends. It's so disappointing how big companies like Cisco have homogenized the casual dining sector by pushing all the same crap to everyone. Now most menus are the same. I live in resort area in Virginia and 90 of the restaurants have almost identical menus. Boring as hell. I live near the ocean and you can't hardly get a piece of fish that's not a frozen piece of Cisco crap. Activated charcoal. Thankfully this trend is dying down because all it really does is make food black and potentially interfere with your medications. What quietly disappeared without anyone realizing it? Multi-disc changers, 3D TVs, toys in cereal boxes, 24-hour photo places, flash mobs. Funny thing is they disappeared as quickly as they showed up. Panama Papers investigation, privacy, having a separate GPS in your car, public phone booths, salaries rising with inflation. The tradition of sending handwritten letters slowly faded away in the age of instant messaging. Phone books, Harlem Shake, quality products. Nearly everything now is made cheaply and designed to break easily. Google was supposed to be the next big thing. The middle class, fidget spinners. Remember when there were random clowns everywhere? No? Just me? Elevator etiquette. Didn't all you savages get taught to let the people on the elevator get off first before shoving yourselves into them? A good night's sleep. What's a piece of advice you received that you initially ignored but later found to be incredibly valuable? Floss. Your reputation takes years to earn, but only a moment to destroy. Cave quid dices? Quando? Et qui? Beware of what you say, when and to whom. Taking care of your back. We judge ourselves by our intentions. We judge everyone else by their actions. Don't fall in love with anything that can't love you back. My grandma always used to say if you have a butthole you have a way to make in this economy. She's not wrong. The associations you keep will inevitably be the qualities you develop. Procrastinating leads to a burden. It's the root of most problems, whether you are a kid or an adult. What's something you know is real proven but still can't wrap your head around it? How vinyl records work. Not only do they work, but somehow, someone figured out how to do it. What do you mean you press some squiggles into plastic and now it makes music when you run a needle across it? Makes absolutely no sense. That we are closer to when Tyrannosaurus rex lived than he is to Stegosaurus. The concept of millions upon millions of years is just unfathomable to me. The vastness of space, the thinness of the Earth's crust and atmosphere. That we are so relatively close to plunging into a fiery hell of molten rock or being sucked into the vacuum of space. For me, it's gotta be time dilation caused by traveling at fractions of light speed or gravity. That the tides are due to the moon. Bluetooth. You're telling me we start out with rocks and shit and somehow I hear music from my phone on my headphones without them being connected? Who has a more recognizable name than Hitler? Jesus. Because of the sheer volume of followers of the global spread of Christianity of Reddit, that guy's dead wife. Einstein. Santa. Putin is for sure trying his best. Mahatma Gandhi could have a shot at it, but probably a celebrity like Michael Jackson or a 90s boy band. Mickey Mouse. Ronaldo today in a lot of countries, I would say. Little children know him when they don't necessarily know about Hitler. Homer Simpson. Finkel. No wait. Elvis. Jeff. McDonald. Muhammad. Caesar. Michael Jackson. And there's evidence of this. There were African tribes that had no contact with the modern world whatsoever who knew who MJ was. Nowadays it feels like the answer to this is Taylor Swift, Napoleon, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Satan, Elon Musk aka Joseph Starlink, Jesus, Ronaldo, Messi, Santa Claus. Who's a comedian nobody will ever convince you is funny? Waiting for the 10 billion James Corden and Amy Schumer answers. Andy Dick. Carlos Mencia. I used to think Mitch Hedberg was funny. I still do, but I used to, too. I used to love Norm Macdonald, but these last couple of years is just a bunch of older recycled stuff. It's like he's not even trying anymore. Ellen DeGeneres. James is only one correct answer to this question, and it is this pig. Brendan Schaub's blogbuster.arth fighter on the kid sends their shame. That Corden wanker. That guy with all the puppets, I don't even know his name. Lily Singh all the way. Kevin Hart at this point. Guy is so damn annoying. Jeff Dunham. Amy Schumer. Or anyone whose entire act is I said vagina so laugh. You start a sex toy company. What's your slogan? The customer comes first. Come on. How hard can it be? Get fucked. My fave all-time response to this is Kink of the Hill. We sell propane and propane accessories. If we build it they will come. Toys R Lust. Twist it. Flick it. Bop it. One man's junk is another man's treasure. Go fuck yourselves. Single player, no problem. We're one at plugging your two. Hungry for strap-ons? Don't worry. Our packages are subtle. I have always wanted to open a lesbian coffee shop on a lane by mine called Liquors Lane and call it Bean Flickers. Comb again, mostly slippery. Platier contain small parts. Keep out of children. I'd have advertisements everywhere that say shameless plug. We measure how you pleasure. So good, the TSA will confiscate it. We are what the buzz is all about. For when you want dick, but not what's attached to them. Telling people that fruit is filled with sugars is the biggest scare tactic ever. It is though. My wife is diabetic and needs to be careful with how much fruit she eats or it'll throw her blood glucose levels out of whack. She was explicitly told this by her doctor. But fruit is filled with sugar? TLDR, fruit has sugar and fiber, so it's good too. Is full of sugar but is full of fiber too. Your body cannot digest fiber, so it coats the lining of your intestine, where nutrients and sugar is absorbed. The fiber slows down digestion, which helps your body break down sugar at a slow rate, giving you steady streams of energy. In contrast, fruit juice is only the fruit but not the fiber. So our body absorbs all the sugar at once and gives you the sugar high and crash. New business: sugar-free fruit. Diabetics have to be careful of which fruits they can eat. But it's true. Fructose is sugar. They do call it nature's candy.